Let's make meatloaf, a timeless dish that brings comfort and joy to any table. Come on in. Welcome to my kitchen, where we'll be creating something truly special today. Today, we're making a classic family favorite meatloaf, the kind that evokes memories and warms the heart. Simple, using ingredients you probably already have in your pantry. Juicy, with a texture that melts in your mouth, and topped with a tangy glaze that perfectly complements the savory meatloaf. Forget dry, bland meatloaf. We're banishing that from our kitchens forever. This one's packed with flavor, thanks to a blend of herbs and spices that will awaken your taste buds, and comes together fast. It's perfect for a weeknight meal when you're short on time but still want something delicious. The best part? Most of the work is up front, in the preparation stage. Then the oven does the rest. It's a hands-off cooking experience. You can relax, toss a salad, or even catch up on your favorite show. And dinner's ready before you know it. It's a meal that practically cooks itself. No fancy equipment, we're keeping things simple and accessible. Just a bowl, your hands, and a little bit of elbow grease, and a love for good food. That's the most important ingredient of all. I'll share my tips and tricks along the way to make sure your meatloaf is moist and delicious every time. No more dry, crumbly meatloaf. This is about building kitchen confidence, one meatloaf at a time, and making something special from scratch. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of creating a delicious meal with your own two hands. Ready? Let's get cooking. I'm excited to share this recipe with you. Once you master this, the possibilities are endless. You can get creative with spices or veggies, adding your own personal touch to the recipe. But today, we're sticking to the classic that always delivers, a tried and true recipe that's guaranteed to please. Let's line up our ingredients, making sure we have everything we need within easy reach, and make some magic. Get ready to transform simple ingredients into a culinary masterpiece. All right, let's gather our ingredients. We're about to embark on a culinary journey to create the perfect meatloaf, a dish that's both comforting and satisfying. Here's what you'll need for the perfect meatloaf. We're going to start with 2 pounds of 80/20 ground beef. This ratio is key to achieving the right balance of flavor and texture. The fat content in 80/20 is essential for moisture and flavor, ensuring your meatloaf is juicy and delicious. Next, we'll add breadcrumbs. These act as a binder, helping to hold the meatloaf together. And don't forget a large egg. The egg is crucial to bind everything together, creating a cohesive and tender structure. Now, let's finely chop a medium onion. We'll also mince a couple of garlic cloves for that wonderful depth of flavor that only garlic can provide. We're going to mix in ketchup for a touch of tang, adding a bright note to the savory meat. And of course, we need salt and pepper to bring it all together, enhancing the natural flavors of the ingredients. Now let's move on to the glaze. For the glaze, we'll use ketchup as our base. Then we'll add Worcestershire sauce. And finally, brown sugar. Simple, yet utterly irresistible. This trio creates a sticky, tangy, and sweet topping that caramelizes beautifully in the oven, giving our meatloaf a stunning finish. That's it. Just pantry staples you probably already have on hand, making this recipe incredibly accessible. It's always a good idea to measure everything out before you start. This ensures a smooth and efficient cooking process. With all our ingredients prepped and ready, let's get mixing and bring this meatloaf to life. All right, let's get started. The first step in creating our delicious meatloaf is to preheat your oven. We want it nice and hot, so set it to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. This ensures that the meatloaf cooks evenly and develops a beautiful crust. Now grab a big bowl. A nice large glass mixing bowl works perfectly. We're going to combine all of our ingredients in here. First, add the ground beef. Next, add the breadcrumbs. These help bind the meatloaf together and give it a nice texture. Panko breadcrumbs work great, but any breadcrumbs you have on hand will do. Crack an egg into the bowl. The egg acts as another binder, holding everything together and adding moisture. Time for some flavor. Add the diced onion. The onion adds a lovely savory note to the meatloaf. Don't forget the garlic. Minced garlic adds a pungent and delicious aroma to our meatloaf. A splash of ketchup goes in next. Ketchup adds a touch of sweetness and tanginess. Season generously with salt and pepper. These simple seasonings enhance all the other flavors. Now comes the fun part. Use your hands to gently mix. Don't overwork it or it'll get tough. We want a tender and juicy meatloaf, so be gentle. Once everything is nicely combined, shape the mixture into a loaf. You can do this either in a loaf pan for a more uniform shape, or freeform on a foil-lined baking sheet for a rustic look. Smooth the top and sides for even baking. This helps the meatloaf cook evenly and prevents any dry spots. Now let's make a delicious glaze. In a small bowl, mix ketchup, brown sugar, This will add sweetness and help the glaze caramelize beautifully in the oven. And Worcestershire sauce. This adds a savory depth of flavor to the glaze. Spread half the glaze over the loaf. This first layer will bake into the meatloaf, creating a rich and flavorful crust. The first layer bakes in for amazing flavor, creating a beautiful caramelized surface. Save the rest for later. We'll use it to glaze the meatloaf again towards the end of baking for an extra layer of flavor and shine. And just like that, your meatloaf is ready for the oven. Simple, right? With just a few ingredients and easy steps, you're well on your way to a delicious homemade meatloaf. Let's bake! Get ready for the wonderful aroma of meatloaf filling your kitchen. Bake your meatloaf at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. Your kitchen will smell incredible as it cooks. After 45 minutes, add the rest of the glaze and bake another 15-20 minutes. The topping gets sticky and caramelized. Perfection. Check for doneness with a thermometer 160 degrees Fahrenheit in the center. Let it rest for 10 minutes before slicing. This keeps it juicy. Slice thick, serve with mashed potatoes and green beans. You made a classic, comforting meal from scratch. Simple ingredients, big flavor, and a dinner everyone loves. That's the magic of homemade meatloaf. Dig in, you've earned it.